Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do another great workout you can do in your home, minimal space, minimal equipment. So let's get started. Remember to come into these workouts warmed up and ready to move. 5 to 10 minutes of a cardio workout. Get your heart rate up, get your muscles warmed up, and in the frame of mind for movement. Okay, we're going to start today with a lat pull down. So I've got my band looped around a higher source here, and I'm going to sit on the ground. If you have a higher banister or something that you can loop around, you can sit on a ball, or you can even stand or be on one knee. There's a lot of different ways we can do this. I'm going to sit because that gives me the most range of motion. So before you start, bring those shoulders down away from your ears, and we're going to pull straight down and back. You want to squeeze those shoulder blades together as you pull down. We're going to go slowly both directions, breathing. Keep those shoulders down even though your arms are going up. If you're here and your shoulders are here, you think about pushing them down. Keep breathing, pulling those handles straight to your armpits, squeezing those shoulder blades down and together. Good posture, keeping that tummy nice and tight. One more, breathe and relax. Okay, good. Now, if you are on the floor, make sure you stand up slowly so you don't get lightheaded. And we're going to do some reverse lunges next. I always recommend to do these at a kitchen counter or somewhere where you can hang on. Stand very close to that kitchen counter, and then we're going to step back. I'm going to do it next to this. Large step back, straight down like you're just going to kneel down. I've got 90-degree angles here. I want that front knee over that front heel. So we're just going to alternate. Now you can hold a weight in one hand if you would like. Breathe. Good posture. We're just sitting straight down. And if this is too much, you can do a smaller range of motion. So still big step, just a smaller. Don't go down quite so far. When you come back up, squeeze that glute of that front leg. If you are holding a weight in one hand, you can either switch halfway through or do all one set here with it in one hand and then switch the next time you go through the circuit. Two reasons I like to hold a weight in one hand. One is it gives you one hand to hang on with, so you can still really sit back, have really good form, and you have one hand for balance. The other reason is it's good for your core. When you're just holding a weight in one hand, your core has to adjust to stay level. So there's a couple really great reasons to just hold a weight in one hand. One more on each side. And relax. Good. Okay, now I'm going to have you grab a set of dumbbells. I've got mine right here. If you're on the floor, make sure you use good form to bend over and pick them up. Bend your knees, bend your hips. We're going to do some marching with an opposite arm shoulder press. So this is a slow motion and balance. So I'm going to have you press up and march with the opposite knee. Nice and slowly. Tighten that core. So we're working on balance and core here in addition to your shoulders. Now you can keep your arms in like this, or you can turn them out like this. Whatever feels most comfortable on your shoulders and elbows and wrists. Nice and slowly, both directions, breathing, keeping those shoulders down. Good posture before you start. Even though you're pressing your arm up, that shoulder stays down away from your ear. Breathing. 9. One more each side. And 10. All right, good. Now set those weights down with good form as well. And next we're going to grab a loop band if you have one. Sit down on a chair to put this around your ankles. Make sure it's nice and flat so it doesn't pinch your skin at all. And we're going to do side stepping. So start with your feet about hip width apart. Now, sit back into those hips just a little, bend your knees. It's just a good athletic stance, tummy tight. And I want you to keep those feet hip width apart with your toes facing straight forward. So tiny little steps to keep those feet about hip width apart. Now, no dragging your foot here. We're going to go 10 across, 9 and 10. And then you can stop and shake out your ankles if you need to, shake out your hips. Reset, shoulders back, hips back, knees bent. Keeping those toes straight forward, really working in those hips. We're working your glutes here. Nice and slowly. All right, good. Now sit back down in a chair to take that off. It can tend to untie your shoes when you take it off. That rubber is, it's hard to get on over your workout shoes. Okay, now we're going to grab a small step. You can do this at the base of your stairs if you don't have a step, or you can grab a couple large books and stack them on top of each other, or use really anything with just a little bit of height. We're not going to actually step onto it. We're going to do quick toe taps. So you can start by doing a little bit slower ones, just picking up your foot and tapping it on top of the step. Now, if that feels okay, you can try to pick up the speed. I always recommend doing something like this next to a counter or something sturdy. And then, depending on how you're doing with this, you can pick up your speed to any level. Even if you just do like 3 quick ones and then go back to this, try to do it for about 30 seconds to a minute. And then, do it at a safe speed for you. Again, do it next to something you can hang on to, but try to work on that quick feet a little bit. All right, very good. The last one, we're going to lie down onto the floor. Lying on your back. And we're going to do knee lifts on your back. So before you start, flatten your back to the floor, lift your knees up towards your nose, and then gently set them back down. Now try to maintain a flat back as you do that. So right here, you're really having to engage that core, keep that back flat, and then set them down. Keeping that back flat. This is the hardest part right here. Set them down. Now, if that's going okay and you're not having any back pain, see if you can lift and lower them slowly without setting your feet down. Or you could try to lift and lower them maybe 2 times and then set your feet down. Reset, flatten that back. Don't straighten your knees here. I want you to keep them bent. Breathe. Really focus on keeping that back flat to the ground to make your abs work really hard, and don't let your back take over. If that is just not happening and you can't quite get it, your back's hurting, your back's taking over, try alternating. So you can just slowly go back and forth like this, and you should still feel it in your tummy. It should be a little bit easier on your back. If you need to, you can just pick one up at a time like this. Still really focusing on pushing that back into the floor, keeping your tummy as tight as you can. Regardless of which method you do, try to do 10 or 15. If you need a little more challenge, do a few more. Slow it down even more. You can slow this portion of it really slow, almost touch, not quite. All right. Good. Okay, remember to stand up slowly after you've been on your back on the floor. Go through these 1 or 2 more times. You can add some cardio in between to give yourself a good full body workout. And always remember to cool down and stretch when you're finished. As always, if you have any questions, shoot me a message. You can leave a message in the comments, or you can private message me, and I can give you some other ideas if you need some alterations. Thank you so much. Have a great workout, everybody.